Hey everyone, and welcome to Monster Factory. This is the Arm Wrestling 101 series. Now, as the World Arm Wrestling Champion, anytime someone finds out I'm an arm wrestler, they ask me, what's the trick? Because there's got to be a trick. Well, guys, there's not really any tricks, but there is a lot of technique. So what I'm going to show you today is from the first-time arm wrestler, the guy who just does it for fun, or if you want to be a world-class world champion one day. We're going to develop the riser. Most guys off the street are just going to go with side pressure. So if you're that guy that wants to beat his friends, develop a strong riser. So when they go sideways and your knuckles are high and back, they go right into your wedge.
Anything else for Monster Mike? Huge. Oh, look at that from Todd. The strappy.
You can pose on them, drink a beer, whatever you need to do. This is what's going to make you a champion. So I'm going to show you the tools that I use to develop my riser, but I'm also going to show you some easy ways to do it if you don't have a lot of equipment. What I like to do is I train with a Monster curl bar. The link is in the description for this bar if you want to look it up. But the cool thing about the Monster curl bar is a slick pipe. You can only curl what you can grab a hold of, what you can grip. So I grab it, knuckles high, kick my wrist in, my riser's always engaged, boom. And while that sucker's engaged, I'm just curling. The key is keeping my knuckle high. Now while I'm training with my knuckle high, because of the way the Monster curl bar is made, it's also developing my clamp as well, right? So I'm having a hard clamp and a high knuckle. The other thing I like to use is the top curl. The top curl is probably my favorite thing for the riser. You'll see a lot of people want to work their riser like this. A band, whatever they want to do, dumbbell, resistance of any kind, they're going to want to do that. I don't train my risers that way because I don't want my wrist being dumped ever. So what I do is I choose to engage my riser by kicking my wrist down and performing all my resistance training while my riser's engaged. So if I'm gonna grab the top curl, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Here, riser's engaged, kicked up, boom, grab, and then I curl everything while it's still engaged. Now you may not have these tools to train with, but I'm sure everyone's got a gym or they got a dumbbell. So a lot of times you'll see people grab dumbbells and want to do a hammer curl. So here's their hammer curl, right? Look where my knuckles are at. A lot of times their wrists will be flat or dumped. I'm gonna grab this to train my riser. I'm gonna get my wrist, kick my riser in, and do all my hammer curl training while my riser is engaged. I don't let it dump. Once your wrist dumps, this is not about working the bicep or the forearm. I'm trying to gain that riser strength. So I'm gonna kick it down. I'm only gonna train what my riser can handle. Because it doesn't matter how big and how strong everything else is if that's not strong, right? Because once you take this control in the match, you can take one of the strongest guys in the world. If you can beat their riser, they're gonna be underneath you and you're gonna have the advantage. Another easy thing to do, you see a lot of people training with bands. Like I said, you can get it. People do this. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna set in here, engage my riser, kicking it down, stand up with it. If that's too hard, move down. But I always keep that riser, knuckle high, knuckle high. So that's what I want right there. Once it drops, I let go because I don't want to train this. This is not where I want to be strong. I want to be strong there. Riser's how you're gonna beat your friends. Riser's gonna be the key to your arm wrestling development. Once you get a strong riser, now we're gonna start working your cup. We're gonna start working your pronation. Those are gonna come later on in this series. Right now, train that riser. Now guys, go back and check out the video we just released, part 1 in this series. It's gonna be an overview of all the different things we're gonna discuss. We're just gonna do it in a lot more detail. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Now jump down in the comments and let us know what questions you may have that you want us to discuss in Arm Wrestling 101.